So today we'll be going over the latest developments on Asuka and Lana's status, Sting's debut, and much more. Before we get into it, make sure to help us out by hitting that like button below and subscribing if you're new. Let's kick things off with an update to the Asuka and Lana's relationship because there seems to be some confusion and concern going on here. Lana and Asuka have been going viral and have become very popular online. Lana, of course, has her big platform on TikTok, and she has brought Asuka onto her page. The two of them have been posting clips of them dancing, kissing, and celebrating all their big wins. Lana has even called Asuka her best friend. So what exactly is the status between the two of them? Is Lana the next challenger? Are they tag team partners now? Well, it appears that they will be going forward as tag team partners. They've teamed up to go against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler several times and even started to pick up some big wins against them as well. And in WWE, when you pin a champion in a non-title match, that usually means you're next in line for a title opportunity. So the fact that Lana and Asuka have defeated Nia and Shayna means that they'll likely stay together as a tag team and contend for the women's tag team titles. Now, if Asuka was never the Raw Women's Champion, then this would have been a great story, but the fact that she's the current women's champion and she's involved in the tag title scene has some fans questioning WWE, and understandably so. Asuka was a champion right after Becky Lynch left. Asuka didn't do much with the title and didn't really have any standout feuds. The title was then given to Sasha Banks, but Asuka won the title right back at SummerSlam. So Asuka has held the title for several months now, but it feels like she's been involved in zero storylines and still has no standout feuds from this current reign. She has been champion for 4 months now, and it feels like she hasn't faced a single woman. You compare it to the SmackDown Women's Division, and you can tell the difference. The SmackDown Women's Division is on fire, with Sasha Banks leading the division and having a stacked roster to challenge her. But you look back at Raw, and it feels like we don't even have a women's champion on Raw. Instead of trying to improve this forgetful title reign from Asuka and actually involve her reign with some storylines, WWE has decided to place the Raw Women's Champion into the Tag Team Championship picture, which frustrates a lot of people and makes no sense. Then again, WWE did pull it off earlier this year with Sasha and Bayley being in both title pictures, but at least they had a feud going on with the women's title and a separate feud going on for the tag team titles. Asuka really doesn't have that. No one really has stepped up to face her since Zelina Vega back in September. So it's great that Lana and Asuka confirm their status of being best friends, but I just hope WWE makes the Raw Women's title relevant again because right now it feels like it doesn't even exist. We'll see how that continues to play out. In one of the more unbelievable stories of the week, Sting has made his AEW debut, and this was huge and unexpected. Of course, there were some rumors and reports that Sting was headed over to AEW, but it was still hard to believe. Everyone assumed that WWE would resign him to some sort of Legends deal to keep him around and keep him away from AEW. Maybe even tease him with his dream matchup of facing The Undertaker, just to keep him around. But it doesn't look like that was the case. Sting's AEW debut officially shuts the door on all of those fans that were hoping to see some sort of interaction between Undertaker and Sting. That doesn't even have a chance of happening anymore. But Sting is now an active member of the AEW roster. A lot of fans have brought up the fact that he's 61. He hasn't wrestled in 5 years. Plus, he had a serious neck injury last time he got into the ring. So no one is really expecting him to come out in AEW and be a full-time competitor. Obviously not. So his physical role may be limited, but honestly, that doesn't even matter. Just having his character on screen in a non-wrestling role is still a big deal and will bring even more mainstream attention to AEW. It could be a managing role. Maybe he just hangs around. As long as he's on TV in some capacity for AEW, it's going to be huge. A lot of fans are comparing AEW signing of Sting to WWE signing of Goldberg. That comparison has been starting up a lot of heated discussions. Goldberg comes back once a year for a payday and 1 or 2 matches. That's it. He's not a reoccurring character. He's not involved with storylines. He just shows up, wins a world title in the first match back, and then drops the title in his second match of the year. That seems to be Goldberg's yearly schedule. But Sting's usage in AEW seems to be at least very promising. It does look like he will be a reoccurring character. It seems like they have a direction for him, and he will play a big role given his status in professional wrestling. Sting even broke record with his new AEW t-shirt. The t-shirt was easily the most sold shirt in under 24 hours. So that gives us an idea on how much the fans truly love seeing Sting. Reports claim that AEW will be taking advantage of all the merchandise possibilities, with even more t-shirts, action figures, and so on. They're really going to do everything they can. As far as Sting's actual AEW deal, it's a multi-year contract with AEW, so Sting will be locked up with AEW for the next handful of years. Of course, the most popular question right now is, will Sting receive the Chris Jericho and Jon Moxley treatment? Will he just be erased from WWE history? We don't know for sure, but if I had to take a guess, I'll say yes. Walking out and making your AEW debut seems to be the #1 way of getting yourself pretty much banned and erased from WWE. Sting started his WWE career in 2014, and even though he wrestled for barely a year with WWE, he had some legendary moments with WWE. His actual debut at Survivor Series, his feud with Triple H, his feud with Seth Rollins. He provided WWE with some big moments in only a year of action. WWE even placed him into the Hall of Fame. So why slap them in the face like that? Why sign with AEW? Well, my guess is that AEW probably just had a better offer than WWE. Sting probably had the urge to wrestle one last time and be part of some storylines, but WWE probably had nothing for him and just wanted to sign him to another Plain Legends contract. But on the other hand, you have AEW that was probably offering him the possibility to get into the ring, to be a part of ongoing storylines, to be a reoccurring character on television, and it was pretty much a no-brainer from there. Especially at 61, he can't just be sitting around waiting for WWE to find something for him to do. He wants to get back in there right now. And that's probably what AEW was offering that WWE couldn't do for Sting. But we'll have to see how WWE responds to the big Sting AEW debut, and if they will give him the full erase treatment. What are your thoughts on Lana and Asuka's relationship, as well as Sting's huge AEW debut? Was it a good move by AEW or not? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all of those notifications turned on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.